Hi everybody, this is Susie. Hope everybody's doing well tonight and welcome to my studio. Thanks for tuning in. What I'm going to be sharing with you now is a tutorial. I had made this really cute little chipboard photo album / diary, whatever you want to call it. And this tutorial is not on how to make this. I'm just showing you the beautiful papers from KAISERCRAFT. It's called These Days. It's a 6.5 by 6.5 paper pad. I'm showing you all these little other extras that I used when I made this really cute little book. So tonight is an embellishment that I'm going to be showing you how to make that I've been making a lot of lately. Except for this one is not going to be a charm. It's just going to act as an embellishment, an extra additive to the front of this little mini book. So as you can see, I have some Tim Holtz trinket charms here, and I have the Tim Holtz jump rings that I'm using there. I also have the Tim Holtz key ring. It's like a keychain here. I had made the little loops with a pearl in there just as a joining spot for the two, because the chipboard was so thick it wouldn't get through there. I have the beautiful papers again from KAISERCRAFT on here, and a piece of it acting as the spine. This was a ready-made book. I also used a piece of the cardstock from the paper pack to make a little flower coordinating with the binding of the book, just to offset it a little bit because there was a lot of blue and pink going on in the background. Let me just back up a little here. And I'm also using the beautiful Prima flower, which is a paper cardstock type of feel. This is not mulberry. This paper was, I believe, spray painted a copper color, or painted a copper color, and I just made a little tiny stick pin with 2 pearls in there, and the end of the stick pin is a gold ball that's already on there, and scattered a few pearls from my stash. And I made some of this really pretty seam binding, the vintage seam binding, on my own. It's a technique that I have, and I can do a special video which I plan on doing for you guys over at A Cherry on Top, and using that as my stash of seam binding, along with the vintage photo from distress ink from Ranger that you can get over at cherryontop.com. So here we go. Let's not wait any longer. I really want to start on this tutorial. So this is what you're going to need. I had purchased some of these at a very low price from some people over at a non-profit organization. I'm assuming that these are tiles that somebody didn't want anymore, or had too many of them and just gave them to this place. But these are truly ceramic porcelain tiles. They're very small. They're kind of like the ones that you would use on your Scrabble board game. The flip side of it has this like mesh kind of thingy on there, and that's probably because this is for some kind of wall or flooring. So, you know, you want to try and recycle whatever you have. You can go to these places that are like nonprofit organizations, or even, you know, ceramic tile places where you live, and ask them if they have any scraps that are left over. That you can certainly get one of these files from Home Depot or Lowe's, whatever you may have, some kind of supply store where you live that sells things for the home. And you're just going to get that. Let me see if I should back away a little bit here. Oops, sorry. Okay. So you're just going to get your file, and you're going to, these are not sharp edges. And if you notice, there are some companies now that are starting to make these ready-made tiles that are going to match your projects. So, I mean, if you want to be a little bit creative, then you can go ahead and buy your own tiles and make your own tiles coordinate with your projects. These are really a lot of fun. A very lovely lady told me that she was in a group project where they were making coasters out of these tiles, so it's a lot of fun. Okay, so, and I like these because it's really quick and easy, and they look great in the end. So what we're going to do is, I've already cut out a small piece of coordinating paper from the KAISERCRAFT paper line, and we're just going to put it onto this tile. And I had absolutely no idea what works on ceramic, so I just winged it. And I used some of this Elmers Crafty Bond Extra Strength Glue Stick. You can get it at the craft store. I got mine at Michael's. It looks blue when it goes on, and it dries clear. I actually bought this for sealing my envelopes when I mail cards or bills or whatever. And you see, you're just going to put this right, oh, I'm sorry about my nails, they have all ink on them. You're just going to glue this right onto the tile. Okay? You're going to glue it right onto the tile, and you're just going to hold it a little bit just so that, you know, it dries. Now, you're going to need a little bit of Mod Podge. If you don't have any Mod Podge, you certainly can get it at cherryontop.com. They carry this, and that's where I got it from. So I'm going to actually use a little bit of Mod Podge that I have. You can use this one. It's a water-based sealer glue finish, a matte finish. You can certainly use that one, or you can use this one. Just sorry, I'll back away. It's the blue label, and that's the one that I have open right now, so I'm going to use that. So before I go ahead and continue, I'm going to get my scissors, and I'm just going to snip off the very edges as close as I possibly can. Okay. Alrighty, just make sure all those are snipped off, and then I'm going to get my handy dandy little file, which these files, mind you, are amazing. I think it was like 10 of these for like $3. You can't go wrong. You can buy one if it's not in a package. I mean, and it lasts a long time, and it does the trick. I mean, a couple of little files and you're done. Okay, and what I like to do with this is I like to get my little spongy thingy, and the end of this came off. It's one of the Tim Holtz blocks, so I just do it like this. It really doesn't matter to me, and I just etch off the edges like this. And I'm doing this to this one because I did it to the book. The book has all of the edges etched off in vintage photo, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm also going to get the vintage photo on the tile itself. Don't forget, people, this is ink. And if you're using this as an embellishment on like a wooden box or a mini album, a smash book, whatever it might be, this is, it's going to work, it's going to stick, it's ink, and as you can see, there it is. Okay. So now I'm going to shake up my, my Mod Podge, and I know you're going to think badly of me that I'm sloppy, but I'm not. I'm doing this for the sake of the video because I do not have a clean brush nearby, and what you can do is just get a little bit of this. It's such a tiny amount that you can put it on your finger, and for those of you who are not new at using, or who are new, if you would, at using the paper Mod Podge for like decoupage, a little bit goes a long way, but on these I really make sure that it's sealed in well. So I have it on there, okay, and this cleans up very easily for those of you who are new to it. Don't be afraid to try. It's a lot of fun. You can use it on basically anything. I really like using it on wood. I've done it on the Adirondack chairs for children. Really nice. So now you have this cute little matching charm that matches the book that I made. And finishing this off, I'm just going to, again for the sake of the video, I'm just going to quickly dry this. And I'm using a heat setter by Coulisser. And I'm just going to dry that. I don't normally do that, but yay, it worked. It dried in a couple of seconds, which is really good. And I'm just going to see if I could zoom up over here so that you can see what I'm doing. And you see how nice that looks? Isn't that cute? I mean, I know it's not the greatest design to show you as a sample, but it does match the book, and that's where I'm going with this. Okay, so now you can see some of the famous companies that are out there starting to make tiles that are already designed for you. I don't know what the cost of them are, and I'm sure that they're really beautiful, but how much fun can you have making your own tiles? So we're going to try some of this stuff here. which is the, I'm just going to show you the bottle for those of you who are not familiar with this. It's called Glossy Accents by Inkssentials. This is like the key thing to use whenever you're making the dominoes, these little charms. I just love them. It's also a great adhesive to use on your scrapbooking projects. It dries pretty quick with the exception to the tile. So what you're going to do is you're going to put a little bit on here, and I know my finger is in the way, so I'm going to try to not have it there. Okay, and please don't be stuck. Okay, so it seems that it's a little stuck. So what we're going to do is get a pin, and I just had a brand new pin. I don't know what I do with it. My desk ate it. Okay, you're going to get a pin, and you're just going to push it through and hope that oh, here it is. Here's a new pin. Okay, if you happen, I'll zoom back and show you what I do, just in case some of you may be very new to this, but most of you have the same problems. You're just going to stick like a little pin in there and pull it out, and you're all good. So I'm going to zoom back up. Okay. And you're just going to hold the end, and I would hold it a lot closer, but for the video, I don't want you to see my finger. And you're just going to squeeze out a little bit of the glossy accents, and you're going to go from side to side. And it's kind of almost as if you'd be like drawing a straight line up and down a straight line, all the way across. Okay? And you really want to make sure that, again, that you're getting the edges of your charms sealed with the glossy accents. And I'll tell you, this is not like an immediate, as you can see how it's like streaked a little. This is not an immediately drying project. This is like several hours, but when I'm doing this, I'll make it, and it'll be like an overnight drying thing. So I just want to check this because I'm very picky about how things look. And if you have like spots, like bubbles or any kind of like holes that you might have skipped, just gently, like the tip of a pen, just hit the glue that's there. Don't squeeze anything out. If something drips out, it'll be very slight because the point of this is very skinny. And so I'm just going to take the camera now and move it. Okay, and you can see how pretty that tile looks. And it's really an easy, fun thing to do. I had done a video last week on these tiles that I had made that were charms. And somebody was really interested in how I made the bail. So even though I'm not going to be using a bail right now, I'm going to show you anyway as part of this tutorial. You're going to get yourself any kind of wire that you like. Unfortunately, I'm using 20 gauge wire because that is all that I have. And I'm looking for the wire cutter. Oh, why isn't things here when I need them? It goes to show you I'm never really ready, right? I'm sorry. Okay, well, you're going to cut a piece of the wire, so let's make believe that I cut the wire, and I'm just going to do it right on the edge here. You're going to get this wire, and even, I would say use maybe like 24 gauge because it'll be a little softer. So this is 20, and what I have learned that if I keep going like this to the wire, it'll kind of like maybe heat it up a little and soften it so it's a little more easier to work with. And you're going to get yourself something thin like a paintbrush. Here I'm using the Perfect Pearls paintbrush. And you're just going to basically, let me make it where I'm a little more comfortable doing this. Okay, you're just going to take your wire, and with your right thumb you're going to push it down. Can you see that? And you're just going to keep rolling around and rolling around and rolling around. And depending on what you're making and what you need it for, you're going to keep rolling, okay, until you've got like 4 or 5 or 6 rows, whatever you like, around your paintbrush, around a pen, around something very skinny, or around something very wide. Now I'm going to zoom up on the wire and show you. There is your bail. Now, if I could find my wire cutters, it would have been really nice so that I could show you. But of course, I have everything lined up here. I didn't think that I was going to do that. And I'm sorry, guys. I don't know. Oh, here it is. Behind all the mess. Alright, okay. I'm sorry about that. Alright, so you're going to just, you're going to get your wire cutters. This is actually wire cutters for my binder tool. I don't have any really real jewelry working tools. I'd like to get some at some point, but I don't do it that much for me to go ahead and spend lots of money on that. Okay, so as you can see, I'm putting this against the pin. I don't want to be too close. Okay, and these pieces that you have sticking out here, you're just going to get these like needle nose pliers, and you're going to just push it down. Each edge that's sticking up, and you're going to push it down. Okay, and just squeeze it tight, like just the pieces that are sticking out. And then you have this really cute little bail. And how I do it, I mean, I'm not a professional at this, guys, so I'm just going to tell you my experience to it. How I do it is I use E6000. This is a clear transparent glue that's really stinky. Okay, it smells. It's an industrial strength glue. You can get it basically anywhere. I am not sure if a cherry on top carries this, but I'm going to go and check, and I can let you know the item numbers in the drop down box on whatever was used in this project. But you're going to get a little bit. And what I use is like one of these, you know, wires from the flowers when you cut them off. And I just get a little bit of the glue out of this. And I'll put it right here while it's sitting down. Let me just show you. Okay. I'll put the glue right here. And I don't use a lot, because if it's a lot, it bubbles up and it kind of slides around. It doesn't really dry properly. And then you will put your bail right next to it, and it'll take like maybe 5 minutes, but I'll give it like 10-15 minutes just to really get in there and dry. So the whole idea behind this was not only the tutorial to show you how to make the bail and how to make the recycled wire. So let's go green, everybody, yay. Okay, and you know me, I love using like the recycled stuff when I do my hats and my bottles and all those things. And just to show you that this is a really very pretty paper from these days. I mean, this really opens. I want to be a little quicker for the sake of the video. Oops. Okay. Let's get that wet charm out of the way because I just touched it. Okay, you'll just, let me just zoom back. Sorry. Okay. What I did was I used the Tim Holtz thingy here, and I poked 2 holes in there and put 2 eyelets, and I made some wire as part of the hanging thing, and I put a charm there with it says remember, and that's the paper from the set. And you know, very pretty papers. I didn't use all different papers inside because I plan on using larger photos in here, so there's nothing else fancy in here but just the really pretty papers, and everything is distressed and etched. And this is also, they give you like these really cute little border pieces, and it just closes up. And I made the seam binding, which there'll be a tutorial on that coming. So okay, well, I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you try the tile yourself. And please, if you see anything here that you have been inspired by, I would really appreciate it if you would mention Suzie Crafter. Okay, so everybody have a great day, and thank you so much for tuning in today. Still photos on my blog at suziecrafter10.blogspot.com. Go and have a look at acherryontop.com for all of your scrapbooking needs. They have just beautiful things, and I just love everything that they carry. So again, 6.5 paper pad by KAISERCRAFT was featured in this video along with the how-to on the tile. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.